Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Dyker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning.
Welcome in, race fans. It's the Seven Rivers Racing TV program brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, along with Billy Doc Niles, Paul the Penguin Reichert. I'm Radio Man Dan Dyker. 2 shows remaining in 2020. It's going to be chock full of Oktoberfest Race weekend video.
Oh, most definitely. But, you know, I guess the burning question everybody got is, why did Paul go from a blue TV shirt to a blue radio shirt?
That's what happens when you're running late from work and you change in the backseat of your car.
It looked blue, honest.
What do you have to say for yourself, Penguin? That's
I screwed up. Okay, that's it. I screwed up.
Well,
Say, we got some great sponsors.
next year you're on it. You're getting hung up.
We got some great sponsors we want to thank for being great partners with us in 2020. Big Boar Barbecue, of course, our title sponsor, brought us some great eats out at Oktoberfest when we did our live show. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, folks, it's cold. If that thing ain't running right now, you should have called them a long time ago.
I've seen their vans running all over the La Crosse area over the past 2 weeks.
Give Carey Heating a call. Get that furnace tuned up because it's going to get colder. Fansarena.com. Yes, Paul even has Fansarena threads on him. J&L Collectibles and NorthstarCustoms.com. Thank you all for being proud partners of our 2020 season.
So we're going to take you back to Oktoberfest Race Weekend, all 3 segments of today's program. Some folks got a chance to see some of these races, and some folks, by one means or another, just didn't get a chance to head out to Oktoberfest. But I picked 3 good ones today, and then we're going to have 3 to top next weekend's program to end the season. And I thought we would start things off with the Futures race. Who was one of the hottest late model drivers and super late model drivers in the Midwest this year?
That would have been Justin Mondyke.
How many wins?
14.
He was trying to chalk up number 15 at La Crosse's Oktoberfest, which that's monumental when everybody wants to win an Oktoberfest anyways.
Oh, yeah.
You want the trophy. You want the glasscarver.com's mug.
You want that pitcher full of beer later in the night.
You want something to go with Oktoberfest. You want the hat. But, man, I tell you what, how about if you were to win a late model race, super late model race at Oktoberfest, and it would have been your 15th win? That would have been just wow.
That would have been the icing on the cake of Mondyke's 2020 season, you know, the wacky 2020 season it is. But there was a young man who had a little something to say about it.
And that would be Mr. Jacob Nottestad.
To the inside of Timmy Springstro for 7th. He's got it on the backstretch. And that neon-colored car number 8. Battle for 4th. Summers to the inside of Ostick. Halfway home. 13 scored, 12 to go. Ostick holds on to 4th. Summers on the back end. Barstead and Butts are right there as well. 4 cars deep in the battle for 4th spot. You don't need a stopwatch to see Justin Mondyke close it up on Jacob Nottestad for the lead with 11 to go. For 4th out of 4, Summers to the inside of Ostick. 15 to the inside of 18. Good race there. Summers not quite there. Ostick holding his own to the outside as they sprint to the 3rd corner. Up front, the lead is down to 5 car lengths. 10 laps to go. 15 up, 10 to go for Nottestad and the 44 at Justin Mondyke. Andy Monday solidly in 3rd. Gabe Summers finally powers the 15 to 4th. Nick Barstad now wrestles with the 18 car of Michael Ostick. They go at it now for position. They go at it in turn 3 and 4 for the 5th position. 9 to go. Justin Mondyke cutting down Jacob Nottestad, the lead down to 3 car lengths, 7 laps to go. Catching him is one thing, passing him is another. Gabe Summers into 3rd quickly, around Andy Monday in turn 4. Here comes Nick Barstad in 5th of the 31. Laps ticking away. Now Mondyke's gains are a little bit shorter. with Nottestead controlling the tempo. 6-lap dash to the finish, 19 laps scored for Jacob Nottestead. Top 3 kind of pulled away. 4th place is where the action is. Barstad takes a look to the inside, breezes past Monday. Chad Butts turns it like a doorknob in 1 and 2, looking for 5th. Leaders of their own zip code out of turn 4. Jacob Nottestead, Justin Mondyke, 20 laps scored, 5 to go. Mondyke right there. Couple 3-car lengths off the lead as they work at a 3. Nottestead, though, makes a good push to take a few car lengths back in the battle for the lead. 4 laps to go. Mondyke relentless, getting up on the back end of Nottestead. Top 5 has settled down. The battle is for the win in turn 1 and 2. A car length separates Jacob Nottestead and Justin Mondyke. Nottestead off the corner, takes an advantage once again. Getting down to the nitty-gritty. Can Jacob Nottestead hold on to the futures? 3 laps to go. Back at it, here comes Mondyke in the 44. Car length off at Nottestead. It'll be settled among those 2. 2 laps to go. Here comes Mondyke right on the 7 at Nottestead. 2 laps to go. And Justin Mondyke maybe a last ditch effort. They'll close up on a lap car of Harley Jankowski out of turn 2. All eyes on the battle for the lead as they make their way to 3 and 4. How will they navigate the lap car of Jankowski? White flag, 1 to go. Here comes Mondyke to the inside. Around the lap car, he got squirrely. Nottestead holding on. There goes Mondyke to the bumper and Nottestead in 2. Nottestead gets away. 1 more time through 3 and 4. It's all going to come down to the last quarter. Mondyke to the bumper, out of the corner, gives him a nudge. Nottestead wins. He holds up Mondyke. 3rd spot to Gabe Summers.
Well, there was his chance at winning number 15. Kind of went flushy at Oktoberfest. But I tell you what, there were times where he was only 2 or 3 car lengths back.
Yeah, he was. It was pretty close, keeping up with Monstad. And how about Jacob? His first time in the super late model, thanks to the DeAngelis, and ends up claiming the victory. Tell
me DeAngelis wasn't the biggest surprise, wide-eyed guy you ever saw at a racetrack after that race.
He was stoked down to the pits, and then he came back on Friday, and he was putting down some really decent practice times in that super late model. So he was kind of one a lot of us in the tower were watching to see what he could do for the remainder of the weekend. When we come back, we got a thriller right here. This was the Sportsman Race from Thursday night. We're going to tell you more about that next on 7 Rivers Racing.
Want to keep your employees happy? Buy them all lunch. Hi, Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. We cater lunches all the time for businesses big and small, 10 to 500. We can handle it. Give us a call and we'll help you figure out a great menu. Let's face it, good people are hard to find, so we can help you keep the ones you got. My grandpa used to say, you want to keep someone happy? Feed them barbecue. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem.
Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
And online at BigBoarBBQ.com.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that really actually matter. Like figuring out which remote turns the TV on, or the smell in the vegetable crisper that in no way can be vegetables, or finding your phone when you leave it on vibrate. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Welcome back. 7 Rivers Racing, KQEG TV, brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue and many others. As we just sailed to relive Oktoberfest Race Weekend. How about that? We've seen some really, really good, not only Thursday night sportsman races at Fest, but then we take you back to the days of Rick Schermerhorn versus Brent the Freight Train Kane 2 years in a row, and then Randy Humfeld surfing the back straightaway wall. And
the product of the Schermerhorn versus.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the Thursday night sportsman race, a lot of hubbub in the pits. Why do they get to join this race? You know, this should be all the locals. They put on one heck of a race, because I think we had upwards of 20 Now, when was the last time we had a Sportsman Feature that went too wide from almost the front to the very back?
Yeah, that's a product of some of the rule changes this year. And if you've been with the Speedway for throughout the season, we saw modifieds, pickup trucks, late model style bodies, sportsman style bodies, mid-am cars joining us. That was a product of the rules. Mixed it up a little bit, put a certain time limit on it, and you get some side-by-side racing in it. This was a spectacular feature. Watch the last 2 laps. You're going to love it. Here's what happened at Oktoberfest Thursday night at the Oktoberfest Feature.
9 laps remaining. Who's got patience? Who's got a faster car? Kevin, how about we just throw the green?
I say so. The green flag's back out. We're back to racing, and the battle for the lead is back on.
So we got the 88 out of Beloit, Wisconsin is Trevor Robinson. He and Frisch will challenge each other door to door. We are still stacked up 2 by 2, almost front to back with 8 to go.
You see the flagman just watch and make sure no one's trying to cut each other off. Good side-by-side racing. This is just like what we saw right before the caution with Robinson leading Frisch. It looks like Frisch was ahead of him at the line officially on the transponders. But here comes Robinson back to the lead as they go into 3 and 4.
Again, a lot of patience. Dave Edwards, a couple of wins out here in that number 5 modified this year. Nobody stepping out of line. We have 7 rows, and I'll repeat that, 7 rows of 2 by 2 racing, Billy Doc Niles.
It is an incredible sight with the sportsman class. Watching this, I mean, it's so tight. It's so fun to watch. I mean, you can't beat Saturday night racing, Dan.
And Kevin, we think this is something to wait till the area sportsmen show up tomorrow night.
Oh, man, that's always a great show on Friday night. I'm kind of watching to see when Dave Edwards is going to try and make that move to the outside again, like we saw him make a couple times earlier, especially when they come by with only 5 laps to go. I think we're going to see like that Talladega-style finish with everybody trying to go to the lead.
5 to go, and this could really be setting itself up for our first feature photo finish of the night. Robinson on the inside, Frisch on the outside, Berg. Oh, here we go! Tyler Sauter, Tanner Dawson down the back straightaway. Eric Campbell involved again. Henry Viad, we're under caution. So once again, Lawn Keepers, who supports the division, the winner gets $250 extra cash spread amongst the top 5. If you want more information about Lawn Keepers, it's fatlawns.com. All right, Pischke Motors Quick Trip Powered Pace Truck is off. 5 grueling laps to go. Who wants the Oktoberfest trophy? Let's find out.
They say it's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 all the way down off of turn 2 down the backstretch. Robinson gets that little edge, but here comes Frisch back on the outside.
Billy Doc Niles, something else these drivers got to pay attention to. They cannot break out.
That's going to be interesting over these last 5 laps. Who's going to get so anxious? They put just a little too much pedal into it, Dan. You got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You got 15 cars in a pack here. Who's going to get overexcited?
Robinson, a half-car advantage over Bobby Frisch into turn 3. Frisch with a big run coming out into turn 4. Dave Edwards wants him to move so he can try to get the 5 to the front.
3 laps to go. Robinson
Nose
leading
to
Frisch.
tail in one of the best races I have seen at Oktoberfest in a long time when it comes to sportsmen.
And we got 2.5 laps more of excitement. No one's really tried to break out. They're still about running 23-second flat laps as we come by. 2 to go for the field, and we still look like we're starting to line up for a start of a race.
Robinson so strong into the corners, and then Frisch takes care of him going through the corners. But then it's Robinson back on the accelerator as they come off the corners. Can Frisch put his foot into it? There's the 5 of Big Dave again.
It looks like Frisch is going to try and get down just a little bit faster as a white flag comes out. It's time to make your move, folks.
Here it comes, race fans, on your feet. Who's going to take the Sportsman Feature? Bobby Frisch. Waits till the end. He's got his foot into it. Don't point. Checker flag is in hand. 3 wide for the win. Oh, at the line. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Was it Bobby Frisch or Dave Edwards?
So Dave Edwards, that was the last time that he forced a 3 wide. With about 8 to go, he looked at a 3 wide up in turns 3 and 4 and brought it back down real quick. And then 2 laps later, did it again. And they, I guess in the driver's meeting, you're going to force a 3 wide. You got to do it from the outside. I know that's the Hornet rule. I'm not sure if that was the Sportsman rule, but you really got to give Dave Edwards credit for not getting too antsy the first 2 times he went out to the outside to take a peek of how he get out of turn 4.
If you get a chance to watch that whole race, you'll see some people, earlier in the race, around lap 8 and lap 10, going 3 wide to the outside. And like you said, Edwards tried it once, put her back in line. Practice his patience till the last lap, and I got to be honest, I never knew he was on the outside of him because I was walking through the infield to do the post-race interview. I saw the 99, I saw the 6, I never saw the 5 on the outside.
Yeah, he came. It was right off the bend off of turn 4, and luckily enough, Bobby Frisch had a chance to hold on for an Oktoberfest win, which I think may have been one of his first. I don't think I've ever seen Bobby Frisch win anything.
I don't think he's won Oktoberfest. No, I believe it is.
He won twice that weekend. He won once again on Sunday, too.
Well, the weekend continued for Dave Edwards because Thursday night he was crowned our Sportsman champion. Then he takes second place in a very thrilling Thursday night Sportsman race. His night was not over with. He still had the 00 versus Mark Bornitz. That's coming up next on 7 Rivers Racing.
You want barbecue, but she doesn't? What do? Hi, Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. We know not everyone wants barbecue. That's why we feature so much more, like our fried chicken, Philly steak sandwich, meatloaf, great burgers, salads, wraps, and more. So keep peace in the family, stop in and try something from our extensive menu. It's so much cheaper than a divorce. Big Boar and more, Highway 16 West Salem.
Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that really actually matter. Like figuring out which remote turns the TV on, or the smell in the vegetable crisper that in no way can be vegetables, or finding your phone when you leave it on vibrate. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Welcome back, 7 Rivers Racing, KQEG, brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue. It's always funny during commercial breaks. We find out more about each other because we're this happy little trio that's been doing this for quite a many years. And we now know that Paul likes endless pasta and unlimited breadsticks.
What Paul also likes is the 00 race on Thursday night at
Yes, I do.
Yes,
it's fun.
I always watch Facebook, duh. And when I see people on the day of Fest where the 00 runs, and then you and I go through the entry sheets, and Ramsel and I go through the entry sheets, it's always amazing to see how many people get jacked up for the 00 race. You've got super late models and trucks and this and that, this and that, this and that. There are so many people that are jacked up to win the 00 race.
Last year, for the first time, Corey Jankowski wins in a super late model. Was it a super late model?
Yes.
It was a super late model.
Yep.
First time ever, and he came from a long way back. And this year, the king of the 00, Mark Bornitz, gets out to a big lead, but our sportsman champion, Dave Edwards, was tracking him down. Here's what happened towards the end of this year's 00 race at Oktoberfest.
Let the 00 begin. Kevin, this is always a good one to watch. Now, you've got cars like Mark Bornitz. He's going to be hard to chase down. Justin Chalichi, hard to chase down. Corey Jankowski, hard to chase down.
It's going to be fun because these Hornets get such a big lead over these faster cars that when you get to the quarter mile, this quarter mile track is almost an equalizer. The fun's going to start right now because guess what's going to happen after this lap?
Oh, here we go. We got a problem in turn 4. We're going to stay green. Adam Moore and Caleb Hardy's car. Going to be the first Thunderstock around. He is.
Oh,
here comes Jason Bolster. Dave Edwards in the modified. Here's where it gets interesting. Mark Bornitz, man, he just got shot out of a cannon. Jaden Schock second. 14 of Breitenfeld, currently third.
What we have to do is give a chance for this field to spread out.
Oh,
look out,
Jason Boster and Roddy Osborne almost collected the Rockland Rocket.
Come on, get moving.
Man, Mark Bornitz is going to be the hard one to catch.
Oh, boy. He's
Dave Edwards is pedaling his modified into the quarter mile.
He sure is. Dave Edwards flying off right down the backstretch at a quarter mile. Looks like he's running about fourth place. Bornitz has a big lead. You can see here comes the fun now. Right at turn 4 of the quarter mile.
Ooh, Lovequist hard on the brakes right behind Edwards. Again, your top 3, Mark Bornitz, Jaden Schock, that might be Andy Barney in that car, and Breitenfeld. But here comes Dave Edwards, king of the sportsmen.
Yeah, Dave Edwards, this can be unusual because he does not have a breakout time for this race. He can fly all the way around the track. The key is catching these cars. He's got about 7 laps to go here. Oh, he's not having a good night.
Joey Johnson getting tangled up right there. Oh, watch out, Bornitz. Bob Ford almost got into the leader. Jaden Schock's about to get passed by a modified. He's up in his second. It's Dave Edwards. He's got 6 laps, and here's where he can take advantage.
Yeah, they're right on the big track here. Watch how close he's going to close in the Bornitz as they go into 3 and 4. We might have a new leader as we come to the start-finish line. Look at that momentum.
Dave Edwards around Mark Bornitz. He'll take the lead. Watch out. Wow, Johnson almost caught in the back end. Woo!
Bornitz like, I got a chance I can stay with him on this lap. Yeah, wait till you get out to the 5/8 mile.
It's Edwards, Bornitz, Breitenfeld, and Barney. Jankowski hard on the brakes, as is late model driver Jeff Sarver. One of the coolest races here at Oktoberfest Race Weekend.
Dave Edwards has a huge lead. Look how quickly they open up. Looks like there's going to be 3 laps to go as they come by.
Jankowski gets spun by Alex Rude coming into turn 4. Tyler Stuber's off the track of the front straightaway.
Meanwhile, your leader is on the quarter mile with 3 laps to go. He'll come off at turn 4. There'll be 2 laps to go. You guys go 2 more times, 1 more time around each track.
It's Dave Edwards, Mark Bornitz now still second. He'll roll off at turn 4. Eric Breitenfeld, the 14, he's currently third. Looks like that is Andy Barney. Jaden Schock's dad is going to running 4th. And 5th would be racing Jason Bolster in the 8th Thunderstock.
Meanwhile, your leader is coming off at turn 4. He's going to see the white flag, 1 lap to go. He's going to take a short lap around the quarter mile, and he'll be your WO winner.
White flag is out. 8 left turns in a front straight remain on 1 lap.
Here it comes Dave Edwards. The checker flag's going to fly for Dave Edwards.
Dave Edwards takes home the 00. Second goes to Hornet driver Mark Bornitz. It's almost like a figure-8 race, something that Lacrosse Speedway has never had. A lot of Minnesota drivers were doing that back in the day at several racetracks. And once you come off turn 4 of the quarter mile, then you start having cars coming at you down the front straightaway. That's going to be as close to a figure-8 race you're going to get at Lacrosse. We had some close calls. I talked to Mark Bornitz afterwards, and he could hear Dave Edwards coming. I mean, it was the only modified that was even close to him. And he just thought he was going to be quicker in out of the corners.
And you talked to Dave Edwards, and I asked him point blank because I watched him, coming off that quarter mile into that traffic. How did you survive that? He had super late model driver Jeff Storm up spotting for him in that race.
Yep.
He said I just looked forward and I trusted Jeff to get me through it.
He said there were some times that even Jeff thought it was going to be kind of interesting as they were hitting that cross right there, but. Another 00 in the books, one of the most famous, popular races at Oktoberfest Race Weekend. Next week, we're going to show you 3 more thrilling races from Oktoberfest, as next week will be our final season ender, and we're still contemplating.
What are we contemplating?
It's Halloween weekend.
Oh.
What?
Paul will be dressed up somehow.
Paul's got to wear a different shirt.
Paul's wearing something for Halloween next weekend. Maybe we dress him up as the Big Boy Barbecue guy.
The Batman movies wore a tuxedo, dude.
I like that. For Billy Doc Niles, Paul the to-be-dressed penguin, and Jesse behind the green screen, I'm Radio Man Dan Dyker. Thanks for joining us on Seven Rivers Racing.
You've been watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Dyker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem. Big Boar Barbecue. Now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist. Serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. Thanks for watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.
Want to keep your employees happy? Buy them all lunch. Hi, Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. We cater lunches all the time for businesses big and small, 10 to 500. We can handle it. Give us a call and we'll help you figure out a great menu. Let's face it, good people are hard to find, so we can help you keep the ones you got. My grandpa used to say, you want to keep someone happy? Feed them barbecue. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem.
Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
And online at BigBoarBBQ.com.